Hey everybody, this is Lisa Freeman here from stampingwithlisa.com, and I'm bringing you a new video today. I wanted to show you how to take your framelits and thinlits and use them for embossing with the new Big Shot embossing mats found on page 221 in the Stampin' Up! Big Catalog. This is one of the cards I'm going to be showing you today, and this is another one of the cards I'm going to be showing you. See how this, I took one of this is the Thinlits, I think they're called. I don't know the difference between them. I think the framelits are the ones that are like this, that are open in the middle, and the thinlits are the ones that have all the stuff in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's the difference. So we're going to be using this one and this one. So I think this is a thinlit, this is a framelit. And so this, they normally, if you just use them the regular way, they cut out. But today I'm going to show you how to use them to emboss instead of cutting out. So let me show you first where this is in the catalog. It's on page 221. And you might miss it if you just blink. It's right here. And it's the Big Shot embossing mats. It's only $15. And it comes with these three pieces. So you get this white, it's kind of hard plastic. And then these two flimsy ones. The blue one is really, really thin. The gray one is thicker. The blue one is the one that you're going to use most of the time, and the gray one, I really haven't figured out what to do with it yet. I watched a video on it, and I haven't used it yet. I've used the blue one a lot though, so this is the one we're going to be using today. So we're just going to set the other one aside, and I'm going to be using the Colorful Blends. This is the special that we had last month that I loved, and it actually, or it's blended seasons, I'm sorry. The blended season bundle from last month that was so gorgeous, and I'm kind of upset that it only lasted for a month. I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring it back because it was so beautiful. And it had these awesome framelits, which a lot of my customers bought this special, so they still have them and can use them, and I might still use them because they're just so beautiful. And the stamp set is absolutely gorgeous. And I used the shimmery white paper. I don't know if you can see that, but it just sparkles. And I colored it with the Stampin' Blend, so I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But see how it's embossed on here instead of cutting it out? So normally what happens when you use the Big Shot, you put it on there and you cut it out, and it comes out like this. But what I did was I put it through and used this embossing mat, and it came out embossed. So I'm going to show you the sandwich. I didn't bring my Big Shot upstairs, but I'm just going to show you the sandwich real quick. So normally when you do regular cutting, you have your Big Shot platform, and then I always use the thin die adapter with it, and then a plate, and then you put your paper, the die, and then another plate. But when you're using the embossing mat, you're going to take that off, and you're not going to use the thin die adapter. You're going to use the platform, just the platform. Then you're going to use the white pad, and then the blue pad, and then your paper, and then whatever framelit or thinlet you want to use, and then one cutting pad. So that was the platform, the white, the blue, paper, your framelit or thinlit, and then the one cutting pad. And then you put that through the Big Shot, and when you take it out, you'll have it just embossed instead of cut. So it comes out really cool. And I was so excited when I saw that, because it just is a whole new way to use all of your framelits and thinlits. So for this other card, normally when you use this framelit, or thinlit I mean, it comes out like this, which is gorgeous, and you can use it a ton of different ways. But if you use it the embossing way and use it with that sandwich that I just showed you, it comes out embossed instead of cut. So all I did was run it through with that sandwich, just like that, and it came out embossed instead of cut. And then I did it with the pink paper, so you can see the difference. So instead of cut out, it's just embossed. And then I did this butterfly. I cut this out. So you could emboss this butterfly too, same way. But instead I cut it out of this paper, which is from the Garden Impressions 6x6 pack. And that's also in the catalog. That is on page, I think 128, somewhere around there. 128 to 130. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, here's the whole thing. All right, so here's the framelits and thinlits. I keep getting them mixed up. That's the thinlits, and that's the butterfly and the one I just showed you. And it's called Abstract Impressions. And then on the next page, oops, maybe page 3-4. No, where's the paper? Oh, it must be in the back. Here it is. Okay, so Garden Impressions paper, that's on page 191. So I took this paper, I used that one right there, and I just cut out the butterflies. But any of these papers are absolutely gorgeous with this butterfly cut out. This is just one I happened to pick because I was using pink. But any of these papers are absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to just set that aside for a minute. So this card is super easy. All I did was just emboss this real quick, put it through the embosser, cut out the butterfly, put it on there with some rhinestones and the thank you, and that's like a 2-minute card. So that's that one. The other one, I did the embossing, and then I wanted to show you how I stamped it because I wanted my customers to make sure they got the image straight. So after they had it embossed on here, I was worried that they would stamp it and it wouldn't be straight. So I used my stamparatus, and if you don't have one of these, you need to get one because they're awesome. So I put it on here ahead of time, and I lined it up with the paper perfectly. So as long as they did this straight, that this would be perfect on there too. So all you have to do is put your paper right in the corner there, lift up your little magnet, and put it on there to hold it. And then I'm using the Memento black ink. I know this is probably out of the screen. I don't know if you can see me inking this up. And normally I have an ink pad or something underneath this just to hold it while I'm inking it. But the space in the camera is not big enough for you to see that. Alright, so get it good and inked up. And then we're just going to close that. Give it a good press. And voila, came out perfect. But if it didn't, you know what? You can always do it again. That's the great thing about the stamparatus. You can always ink it up, press it again, it'll be exactly the same spot. So we're going to take that out. And then I have a piece of scrap paper to keep in here. Somebody forgot to do that, so it got dirty, but it's right in the perfect position to make another one. I'll close my ink pad. Put that away. Put this away. Alright, so this is just a piece of shimmery white cardstock. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I also have a piece of, what is this? The Heather, oh, what is it called? Shoot. Let me look it up real quick. I can't remember all the new colors yet. I know it's something Heather. Highland Heather. Okay, it's Highland Heather. Alright, so we've got Highland Heather. This is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And I cut it, it was a regular sheet. I cut it in half at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And we're going to cut that, fold it in half. And then I'm just going to color this with the Stampin' Blends. And I used the, oh, I could have just looked on the Stampin' Blends. Okay, that was a dumb moment. Alright, so that's the Highland Heather and Mint Macaron Stampin' Blends. Oh, and the yellow one is Daffodil Delight. So what I'm going to do is the Daffodil Delight first, to just do the center. And I'm trying not to get my head in the camera. Hopefully it's not. And hopefully this is right in the center. So we're just going to color that real quick. And then I take the dark mint macaron and do the outline of the leaves where the veins are. Just kind of come around here. And I'm just going to do a couple of them just to show you how I did it. And I'm not the greatest colorer in the world. I don't know if that's a word, colorer. But these Stampin' Blends are pretty much idiot proof. I mean, even if you are the worst color in the world, they still make you look fantastic. So that's all I did for the leaves, and then I'm not going to finish it because that'll take too long. So then I just went back with the lighter mint macaron and just colored it in. And just kind of swirl that around. And I don't know if you can see all the sparkles from the shimmery white cardstock, but it's so pretty. And it just blends right in. You just kind of swirl that, picking it up from the darker color. And if you want to go back and add a little bit more of the dark, you can. And then blend it a little bit more. Just make sure you keep on blending it. Alright, so that's it for the leaves. And then for the flower, I did the same thing. So I went around the edge of the leaf, the flower, and the center, and just did the darker part. And you don't want to go right up to the edge because it does bleed a little bit. So try to stay like right inside the line. And I know there's lots of people out there who are just like, you know, fantastic watercoloring people that can do all the shading and everything. I have no idea how to do that, but one day I hope to learn how to do that and do all the amazing things like they do, but for now mine are just looking okay. So I kind of do it like that and then go back and kind of scribble it in. And I didn't bring the white one with me. The white one is really good if you want to go back and make little lighter spots in there. Or like I went out of the line right there, you can just erase that. It's the color eraser. And right now it doesn't look like it's blending, but as it dries, it blends even better. Whoops. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let me just get a little bit more in there. All right, so that's pretty good. And then you can finish the rest of it. You know, you can pretty much tell how the rest of it goes. So I just wanted to show you a little bit. And then this is the finished card that I did. And all I did was add some of the pearls from this. This is the Share What You Love Artisan Pearls. And I just used some of the yellow ones. This is not quite matching. I can't remember what color that is. I think it's Tranquil Tide. But these colors weren't quite matching. But guess what? If you don't have matching colors, uh-oh, now I lost my pearls. I had some plain ones sitting right here. Oh, here they are. You can actually take your Stampin' Blends, and I actually colored these with the marker. So you can take your marker and just take, these are just regular pearls, and color them whatever color you want to. So there you go, you can make purple ones. So isn't that cool? And they won't rub off, so you can just make them whatever color you want. You can make green ones if you want to. So I thought that was really cool. So the Stampin' Blends are great for, and you can do this with the rhinestones too. So, and there's also some clear ones we have that you can do, like clear epoxy ones, I think they're called. You can do that to them too. So the Stampin' Blends are awesome for coloring anything just about, and they're kind of like a permanent marker because they're alcohol based and they won't rub off like the regular markers will. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and that you will use your framelits and thinlits for embossing now. And it's just so simple as long as you have these simple tools with you. So all you need to do is get your embossing mat set from Stampin' Up, and I'll be happy to order that for you if you don't have a demonstrator. My name is Lisa Freeman. You can find me at stampingwithlisa.com. And thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell, and you'll be notified whenever I add a new video. And thanks for stopping by.